भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकथामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। पञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव श्री गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगं लंगायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरो दीनतारिणम्। हरे कृष्णा। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. As, I was thinking today if anyone has any questions. Sorry, I'm unable to call you regularly due to other assignments. Unable to call you personally also. So I was just thinking if anyone has any questions, we'll try to discuss those questions today. Anywhere where you're stopping in Krishna consciousness, where you're not feeling the relationship, where you're unable to practice the science of pure devotional service, then ask any questions and we'll try to discuss them. Anyone has any questions? Would like to add anything? Would like to share your reflections? How is your consciousness going? Please speak up. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for your class every day and taking responsibility of our spiritual life and helping us improve our consciousness. Prabhuji, how can we improve our absorption in chanting and improve our quality of spiritual life?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra is a is actually a connection where we get a chance to express our appreciation, express our gratitude to the holy names through the person who gave us that, especially our Acharya Srila Prabhupada. Is a he actually, when we actually further think about it, you know how much struggle, how much efforts he has kept to just give all of us the science of pure devotional service. the heart feels so much joyful or satisfied when we stay in that process, or when we even connect and chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. The chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Palir Nidhe Rajan, Astike Pamahan Guna, Kirtanadeva Krishnasya, Mukta Sangha Param Vrajet. This chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra should be done out of appreciation, out of respect. Because this chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is a epitome which will actually help us to establish that relationship. This chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra will also give our constitutional position. This chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra will actually help us realize what is our position in the spiritual world. This chanting of Hare Krishna Mantra will actually give us a clarification that there is nothing higher other than in these entire 14 planetary systems. But this we have to realize. This realization comes when we do three things. Pranipatena, Pariprashnena, Sevaya. Approaching the bona fide spiritual master, inquiring from them, and then serving them. So when we do this, what happens is slowly relationship is established. So they will tell you do this, you do that. Through that, what happens is a relationship among the spiritual master and the disciple is also established. Not just that, through that relationship, the desire to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra will be given. Actually, that relationship gives everything. Not only chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, they give us that conviction to actually follow that process from the core of the heart. Because Krishna sitting as Paramatma in the heart is always watching. Because he is even more eager to give us the signs of Krishna consciousness than our side. So we should understand that the Lord is always there, helping me to realize that this science is the greatest thing. For example, if a person is an engineer or a doctor or a scientist or they're doing normal job, riding a taxi, his external designations do not matter, but his internal heart and consciousness do matter. For example, the South Indian Brahmin, he was so thorough from his heart that is ready to do anything whatever his spiritual master told. That is what actually happened. To whom, dear devotees? To the followers of Srila Prabhupada. They have another, they have totally another life actually. Their life is, they have completely another life. But the moment they met Srila Prabhupada, they didn't know that they have to chant Hare Krishna. They didn't know that they have to follow four regulative principles. They didn't know that they have to do this, they have to do that. They didn't know anything. They just know eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. Not just them, every person in this world. Unless and until we met, unless and until we meet a pure soul, we're in that state only. don't know anything else other than that. But through that relationship with Srila Prabhupada, what happened to them? Complete transformation. An example, Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, he everyone goes to West to make a livelihood, but he came to East to develop a relationship with the spiritual master. It's not an ordinary thing. Everyone likes to learn English, but he learned Bengali to preach Krishna consciousness. Why? To preach the spiritual master. This is a very this is a beautiful science where a disciple is always trying to please the spiritual master. Always. This is the pranipatena, pariprashana, and sevaya. He inquired what he should do. Prabhupada said, you come to India, learn Bengali, get the Indian passport, and then preach the science of Krishna consciousness. He did that. I think he initiated like 30,000, 40,000 disciples. He just followed the orders of his spiritual master. So much empowerment. That the core idea is we are not here to imitate anyone, but we are here to anusmarana. We don't want to do anukarana, but we want to remain in the lines of anusmarana. Smarana comes when we have love and devotion to the other person. Smarana only comes in that way. If we develop good relationship with our spiritual master, what happens is we try to meditate on their instructions, on their words. We try to meditate on their life. When we begin meditating on their life, when we be grateful for their presence, then what happens is slowly, slowly, anusmarana will happen. We're not imitating, but we are trying to like a squirrel. Squirrel was there along with Lord Ramachandra. She was seeing the Vanara Sena doing so much service. Hanumanji lifting big, big stones, and the other Vanara Sena, they are also lifting stones as per their capacity. That means as per their nature, as per their swabhava, as per their mentality, as per their consciousness, as per their elevation, everything as per them. Because Krishna reciprocates as per their wish and will. So that squirrel also tried to reciprocate to the Lord in her own way. So we should do this Anusmarana in that footsteps. Just like how squirrel did, we should repeat the same thing. How do we repeat the same thing? Let me do this for their happiness. They told me, let me be submissive to them and then simply follow their words. No, I don't know what this Harinam is. I don't know what this chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. I don't know what this chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra will give me. I don't know where this will take me, but I will follow whatever this person is telling. It's deep actually. Because the squirrel doesn't know what benefit, what is she doing? She has no idea. But simply through the association, simply through the presence of Lord Ramachandra and his associates, she got inspiration that she had to do some service. And Lord Ramachandra accepted that. Because Lord is not watching how much, like Lord is not watching, oh Prabhu, you should open up a big temple. You should distribute like million Bhagavad Gitas. Or you should distribute like million plates of prasad. Lord is not watching that. Lord is watching what we are doing. What is our intent? What is our content? The squirrel did that. To the best of that ability, Skrill did that. What did she do? She just carried the pebbles. Lord was so pleased with that attitude. This is Anusmarana. That means big personalities are doing big services. Proper disciples, Srila Prabhupada and his pure followers, they're doing great services. Great. That's great. But from our side, we should do the service of that squirrel. Because our intelligence might not be there up to their point. Our intelligence might not be there what they did. Our consciousness might not be built according, what they have, what their conviction is. It's like the South Indian Brahmana, he has no idea actually. He has no clue what his spiritual master told him. But what he did, he had beautiful consciousness. Pranipatena pariprashnana sevaya. Through that beautiful consciousness, what he did, he just repeated what he said. He just did what he said. And then he became the representative of Bhagavad Gita. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so pleased with that attitude. Was so pleased that he became the representative for representing Bhagavad Gita. He says, you are the person, you should speak Bhagavad Gita. Why? Because he has that consciousness. What kind of consciousness? Simply following the words of the previous Acharya. Simply following the words of the spiritual master. The faith one has to put. When one puts that faith, then what happens is this chanting of Hare Krishna, not just chanting of Hare Krishna mantra, anything which we do. Let's take chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. The chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra will be a joyful process. You want to do that every day. You don't want to miss that. Even though if you do not eat, you want to chant Hare Krishna. Do not want to miss. The Shravana and Kirtana, you do not want to miss that. That kind of relationship one should establish with the person. This is a personal relationship. This is not impersonal. We're not sharing some kind of knowledge which is not connected to us. We're all discussing which is connected to us only. We're all discussing which is beneficial to us only. But when we take that with that attitude only, then this will work. That means in whatever way our acharyas, our spiritual masters are giving, if you are taking in that way, then this medicine will work. Then what happens is, irrespective of our situation, we will be able to do this. Because what are we doing? We are giving importance to the relation. Very important. This is actually life. This is actually Krishna consciousness. Because when Srila Prabhupada came, this personality, they don't know anything. But they only know this person is pure. They felt that if we follow this person, we'll be happy. Because the heart, the Paramatma is sitting in the heart, he will grant that permission. He will inspire them, you take this. Take this, it is a pure soul. Take this association. And Prabhupada also told, you are not ordinary personalities. You are born in India in previous life. To some of his disciples, he told that. And then you simply came to serve. They accepted it very joyfully. And then they continued the science of Krishna consciousness. Because when the process is connected in that way, then what happens is we feel inspired. Because they are devotees, what is Krishna consciousness? To give inspiration. That means a sadhaka should always get that inspiration to practice. I was actually thinking about this. Because if we do not hear daily, then what happens is the process will become theory. The process will gain us some knowledge, but the process will not establish the conviction in the heart. The process will not give us a moment to appreciate, a moment to glorify, a moment to express our gratitude, a moment to reflect our life that what were we before and what were we now. That thing will be missed because a personal platform is not established. Please understand this. Diksha, getting Diksha is a process, but connecting through Shikshana is another process. Because through that Shikshana, what are we remembering? We're remembering our spiritual master and we are remembering our previous acharyas. Very, very important. Because through that, what happens is we are indebted to them eternally, continuously. Why? Because they give us everything. For example, if there is an obstruction, let's say you are actually driving on the road and you kind of notice that the road is not good. What do? You immediately stop there and then you kind of start the emergency lights or call 911 and then tell that there is a problem on this road. If the people will continue, then there will be a problem. Immediately you call and then you try to, not just you are trying to elevate yourself, you are trying to protect the others also from that state. That's a natural thing which happens, right? Because as you are a civil engineer, you know how this would work. There will be a problem if things people started driving on this. Then you immediately call that personality. Because what happened? Because you have that knowledge, not just knowledge, you have that realized knowledge that if people will continue driving on this, it's a problem or an obstruction. Because if the thing, if a person knows something, he wants to express that. What is gratitude? Gratitude means whatever unlimited thing, unlimited wealth which they have given us, reciprocating to that. That is gratitude. That is a sign of appreciation. That means you've given me so much. This is no, this is what you have given me. Thank you. I really appreciate this. The platform. I really appreciate that this Shravana is very helpful for me. The process of chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra with right consciousness is very helpful for me. Why? Because this is everything actually. When this is rightly established, then not just one day, not just 2 days, not just 3 days, continuously we'll do this. And not just one life, life after life, we will do this. Why? Because if I do this life after life, that person is pleased. Krishna is pleased. I want to please them. I have nothing here in this world. I have nothing. Not running behind any of these things, but just to want to please them. This is called as Pranipatena Pariprasna Seva. Because through this attitude, when we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, what happens is immediately we will come out of these anarthas. Why? Because we are just doing it for them. We are not doing it for any other motive, any other personal agenda. We are not trying to sadhaka should never chant Hare Krishna thinking that this chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra will take him to the spiritual world. With that single thing he should not chant. See, going to the spiritual world is a gift to us. Going to the spiritual world is actually a gift. That means the Lord, if the Lord is pleased with us, He will give us that. Etam prapadyante tam sada vajamyam. Just like a father, if he's pleased with the son, he will give whatever son desires. For example, if our desire is that to go back home, back to Godhead, but our core desire should be deeper than that. What should be the core desire? Let me try to please Shiva Prabhupada. Let me try to please him. Because why? Because why am I stressing this aspect here, dear devotees? Please understand. Because through this aspect, a connection is established. Please understand. A connection with our Shiksha Guru, connection with our Diksha Guru, connection with our Acharyas, it is established. Through this connection, what is happening? Strength comes in our consciousness. Through this strength, what happens? The desire deepens. What kind of desire? To chant Hare Krishna. For example, if the mind says, do sinful activities, we will not do. Why? Because we are hearing, na? We are hearing daily. If you are sincere, whoever is sincerely hearing, they will get this. What they will get? They will get, oh, this is a sinful activity, I will not do this. This is not pleasing them, I will not do this. This is not pleasing Srila Prabhupada. This is not pleasing my teacher. I will not do this. Why? Because you have a relationship, na? Just like that South Indian Brahmana, he has a relationship. He's simply repeating the same thing. He didn't know anything in Bhagavad Gita. He doesn't know how to study also. But still he opens and then he's reading. It's important. So sadhaka should always establish that. Whoever establishes that relationship, his Krishna consciousness will be joyful. But whoever is trying to find various things, let me go there, let me go here, let me do this, let me do that. Because the relationship is not yet established. That means the process is not convinced yet. When the relationship is not yet established, what happens? Then, then the conviction will not come. That's why it's not easy to accept the process, to accept a person. It's not easy. But whoever does that, they will get that conviction. Because I see personally in my life, simply accepting the spiritual master and then following his words, I see transformation in my heart. I'm not running behind anything. I'm not going here, I'm not going there. I'm simply just practicing my Krishna consciousness. And getting that inspiration, giving that inspiration. That's all. How is this coming? Simply when we are following the instructions of the spiritual master. This we need to follow. And whoever follows it, he will also get that conviction. He will also understand that, oh, why should I run behind this? Why should I run behind that? He will get that. Because what is he doing? He's trying to repeat. He's trying to follow. If Srila Prabhupada said, let us run behind so many things, then we would go and run. If the spiritual master said, let us go run behind so many things, we'll go and run. That means if they say, don't run, that means we shouldn't run. If they say run, we should run. See, this is a difference between karma kanda and pure devotion. I'll give an example. Let's say you're renting a home and you've seen two homes. One home, you're also checking vastu. I'm just giving an example. How when the conviction is not there in the heart and we are not fully Krishna conscious, these are the things which we'll see. Then the person is worried because he's not fully Krishna conscious, and then now he has to go and then live in a home. No, he has to check Vastu. Because if the Vastu is not good, then his health will not be good. He will have relationship problems. He will have that problem, that problem. It works, dear devotees. This is perfect. If the Vastu is not correct in the home, you will have problems because you are not pleasing the Devi Devatas. But on the other side, let's say if a person, I'll give an example. Now, Srila Prabhupada, he takes a church, and in that church there are demons. That's why the church is not been in use. because there are evil spirits going on, wandering. And then devotees bought that for very low price. And Srila Prabhupada immediately goes. Then after he goes, then the evil, the evil spirit disappeared. They don't stay in that place. What is evil spirit? Tamoguna. What is this person? Transcendental consciousness. Shuddha Sattva. Shuddha Sattva, Tamoguna, they don't go together. That's why the evil spirit immediately vanishes, vanquished from that place. In that scenario, Vastu is not required. Because what are they trying to do? They're trying to please the root person, Krishna. When a person is trying to please the root person, then Krishna will fulfill everything. Krishna will take care of everything. But that conviction has to be there. For example, if there is a really problem, then if we have that conviction, then we will continue. Otherwise, we will leave that process and then try to fix that problem. The process of Shravana is what? The process of Shravana is to establish or connect to that root. Yata tarurmulanusheshanena pranopahana chetendriyana yata tarurmul achyuteja sarvahanam achyuteja yata tarurmulanusheshanena. Where do we pour the water? To the root. When the root is poured, when the water is poured to the root, entire tree is nourished. Bhagavatam says, now Krishna is that root. When we take shelter of his lotus feet, when we chant his Hare Krishna mantra, when we remember about him, when we glorify him, his representatives, and what happens? We are watering that root. Through that watering of the root, what happens? The entire tree is nourished. That means we might be there some corner in that tree. We are nourished. Because what is happening? Watering the root. We are not worried that should I please this Devi Devata, that Devi Devata. No. Should I take Vastu? Should I not take Vastu? If a person practices pure devotional service, he doesn't have to take. But if a person doesn't do that, he has to take. It's very important. That means his understanding is not right understanding. Very important. So these things have to be addressed to the core of the heart. Dear devotees, our life is very short. We should aspire for pure devotion. If you want to hit the target, aspire for that. Anusmarana. Just like that squirrel. The squirrel service might look small. No, 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 Prabhu. Dear devotees, squirrel actually pleased the Lord so much. It was not lifting big boulders, just like Hanumanji lifted. Hanumanji Maharaj, he lifted huge mountains to construct that. Huge stones to construct. He lifted huge stones to construct that. To construct the Rama Setu. But the squirrel, as per her capacity, he just carried little pebbles. The Lord was equally pleased to both of them. Very important. That is why, dear devotees, Brahmande Brahmita Kon Bhagyavanjin. Who is the most fortunate? The person who establishes a relationship with the spiritual master. Through that relationship, you will get connection to the acharyas. Through that connection to the acharyas, he gets connection to Krishna. This is called as Avaro Panta, deductive knowledge. This is a very bona fide process. This is authorized process. This is not hodgepodge process. Very authorized. If we take the truth in this way, immediately, you'll establish that conviction. And then you'll actually be free from those anarthas. Very important. That thing we need to establish. Hare Krishna. We'll discuss more, but just want to see if I'm sure that's true. Is that okay? If anyone has any other question, we'll discuss that also. Is
Yes,
that okay, bro?
Prabhuji. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yes. Anyone else? Now, Chanakya, you have any questions? Chubal Prabhu, you want to share anything? Madhva Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna
Any-
Prabhuji, then Nam all
Chubal
goes to.
Prabhu. Yes,
Thank you
Prabhu.
so
Please
much,
take.
Prabhuji, for giving us the importance of chanting and seva and how His Holiness Jaipatak Maharaj just, by Guru's instructions, he went beyond his and, inspired so many souls. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, how should we, I know that, we do the book distribution, that seva, this seva, but at the same time, we want to be intimately involved with devotees in like minute way, you said, right? So of course, quality is more important. How should we develop that quality?
Prabhu, the quality. One will develop the quality by pleasing them, by pleasing our acharyas, by pleasing our spiritual master. What is that quality, Prabhu? Let's say we took a vow to chant Hare Krishna every day, 16 rounds. We took a vow to follow four regulative principles. If the quality in following that is intensified and we are intensifying this quality, we want to become pure through this quality. We want to become pure through this action. When this is intensified, what happens, Prabhu? Naturally, and when we intensely hear, when our hearing process, the quality of hearing improves, then what happens, Prabhu? Then our chanting improves, our following of four negative principles will improve. When this is improved, then what happens? Purity comes. It's very simple. We should strive to follow to the best of this ability. We should strive. We should follow fully. We should strive. We should strive. Oh, I want to do this because I want to please my spiritual master. This is a service. This is a seva. This is a seva. Not just doing book distribution is a service. But doing the book distribution should be done with much more quality. And I really appreciate all the devotees who are doing that service. Really appreciate. Prabhupada will be very happy. But what are we trying to do here is, as you mentioned about quality, which is very important, bro. We need to develop that quality more by following these principles. No, go over to the heart. That is what we should do. I remember my spiritual master when I met him a few days back. He told me, Neil Govinda, we should become more pure. He told us there was another devotee. He told us you should become more pure. How is that more pure comes through our actions. That means our services have to be done with more purity. How? Our rules which we are following, that should be done with more purity. And when we feel that relation, just like the the hippies who came to Srila Prabhupada, they're actually Brijabasis because they are connected to Srila Prabhupada now. They're no longer hippies. They're Brijabasis. How did they transform from hippies to Brijabasis? Simply they want to please Srila Prabhupada. They gave their life actually. Through that, what happens? Quality comes. They give life, bro. So very sincere, very dedicated. We should see what I should do from my side. What can I do? We have so much hankerings of this world. They're generally telling that the material desires. I remember I tell this very small thing, dear devotees. You know how appreciation is very important and vital. and how the appreciation goes deep. One can only appreciate the other person when he has good qualities. That means when he's very pure at the heart, when he's very sincere at the heart. Then what happens? Naturally, appreciation comes. Naturally, we express gratitude. That means, for example, bro, Mataji was about to die, and she is in the Bhaktivedanta hospital. The doctors at the Bhaktivedanta hospital, they started telling His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, informing that, this Mataji has two children. She will be leaving pretty soon, like few months. And then the devotee will take her to Maharaj. And then the moment the devotee tells Maharaj about that, Maharaj was literally crying. Because a soft heart, na? Brajabasi, very soft heart. Uh, they do not they do not put any other person down. They really want to motivate or help the other person because they're fully Krishna conscious. And then that Dr. Devotee was asking Maharaj, Maharaj, can you initiate this Mataji? Maharaj says, yes, I will initiate her right away. Maharaj initiated her on that age. Okay, and then that Mataji left. Then she's in the Bhaktivedanta hospital. And then after a few months, she was about to leave the body. And what happened is, and then while going, Maharaj gave her a garland and Maharaj gave Radha Gopinath picture and Ashtasaki picture. And then he said, Radha Gopinath ji is your eternal master. He is your eternal well-wisher. And you should serve his intimate devotees. And he told one more important aspect. He said, be free from material desires. Do not have them. And when your body is not responding, do not be fearful to that state because you are not that. You're not that, you're a powerful spiritual. And then, not just that, that spiritual has an eternal relationship with the Lord. And then that is what I'm giving you. Radha Gopinath ji, see him? He is your master. He gave that picture and then he told this in 2 minutes. And then Maharaj left. Now, this person, when he is about to die, he is about to leave the body, then what happened, dear devotees? It's very interesting. There's a nurse in that Bhaktivedanta hospital. There's a nurse. She joined that day only. She has no idea that this is Bhaktivedanta hospital, that this is run by the devotees. And when the person is leaving the body, they have to, they'll chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hmm. They'll give her right consciousness. They'll try to keep her they'll try to keep her in right mood and right mentality, right spirit. She has no idea because she just joined recently. She's just an employee. She's not a devotee also. It doesn't. She doesn't know up until today that who gave that inspiration. She immediately ran to her room. Somewhere in the corner, that Radha Gopinathji picture was there. She bought that picture. She stood in front of that Mataji. Everyone were chanting Hare Krishna. And then the son, the son was very special soul. That son, he carried that Maharaj given garland 2 months back. He carried that and he gave that garland to the mother, to his mother again. And among the midst of all the devotees, she left her body. So, dear devotees, what am I trying to say here is purity is very important. Our consciousness upliftment is very important. Our spiritual masters, our acharyas, they wanted to give that. They wanted to establish that relationship. Please understand this. If we do not establish that relationship, dear devotees, our death will be gloomy. Our death will be a disaster. Our death will not be a joyful process. Why? Because we never took this truth to the core of our heart. So to Subal Prabhu's mentioning the quality, what should we do? Very important. Follow strictly the four regulative principles. Chant Hare Krishna sincerely. Then what happens? Purity increases. Through that purity, Krishna will give that qualities. Spiritual master will give that qualities. Because they are pleased with us. They are pleased with us. Because what are we trying to do? We are simply trying to obey their instructions. Through their mercy, we will get that qualities. Because we are a dependent soul. A jiva is always dependent. Whatever little good qualities we have, it's by their mercy. But the little qualities, little good qualities is actually helping us to continue this process. But we need to go more introvert. We need to go more deeper. That means the purity has to be increased. When the purity increases, then what happens? The process will become a joyful process. This is a relationship. That means this person told me, let me do this. Let me follow. Let me follow their words. Oh, Srila Prabhupada gave his life. The pure devotees are giving their life. Let me just do that. Let me just do that. Do it for their happiness. Let me just simply please them. Let me try to do my best. When that is done, then what happens, Prabhu? Purity will come. Because we know why we are doing. Dear devotee, this is actually a medicine to pride. Pride is very dangerous. It will keep us in Rajoguna. This is a medicine to that. Then the purity will come. Then we'll be convinced. So that Mataji, she took that words as the life and soul. She understood. There is nothing here. She happily left. Without thinking what's going to happen to my sons, without thinking what's going to happen if I leave, without thinking who's going to take care of them. She just left. Because she received that mercy. The flow. This is called as Avaroha Pantha, deductive knowledge. This is the reason why Krishna came to re-establish the truth. Because it was broken. Through that re-establishment, Chaitanya broken. After that re-establishment. And why he came? To give Krishna Prem. So we should try to please them. We should please Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We should please Lord Nityananda. We should please our spiritual master. We should please our teachers. Perfect. This is the science. Through this pleasing, what is happening, dear devotees? Immense gratitude comes to our heart. Thadera charana shene bhata shamevas. Janama janama hoy e abhilash. Through that gratitude, a sadhaka comes to this state. My only wish and consciousness is to serve the pure devotees, their lotus feet. What does it mean, serving their lotus feet? Whatever they are telling, we have to follow that. That's how purity comes. That's how the qualities develop in the heart. Is that okay? Subal Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Yeah. Sincerely chanting and desiring will definitely help, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anyone else would like to add anything? Any other questions? Yes,
Hare
Abhay
Krishna
Prabhu.
Prabhuji,
Please tell
Dandavat
Prabhu.
Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
So nice to hear your voice after many days. Hope you are
Yeah.
doing good.
We are back now in Tampa, so we'll
Hare
be
Krishna.
joining more regularly and you'll be hearing from us. Thank you so
Hare
much, Prabhuji. Just wanted to emphasize for myself and for the devotees that you rightfully say that listening, some katha in the morning especially, will set the mood for the day. So if we are attempted to falter in any way by taking this wonderful association every morning, it would be a reminder to us what we promised our Guru Maharaj, what are the regulations and what we should follow. If we attempted to make some mistake, it will be guided nicely. So I definitely entertain what you said about that this morning. And, I try to practice that. And listening is very, very important. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I appreciate everything that you're doing.
Thank you, bro. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Means a lot. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anyone else would like to add? Anyone has any other questions? Yes, Madhava Krishna Prabhu, please start.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank
Hare
you for
Krishna.
giving all the knowledge every day in the morning, Prabhuji. 2 points, Prabhuji, from your classes. So one is you go very deep into the knowledge. I mean, the scriptures or like the topics that you choose. That is one thing. And the second point is, Prabhu, you always connect very logically to the scriptures. So that inspired me a lot. Uh, so these are the very points, 2 points that I like very much, Prabhuji. But I have two, I mean, I would say like one question, Prabhuji. So, see, every day morning we charge spiritually, like before going to office work. So, the day progress, the spiritual energy goes down and the material energy goes up. By if you look at the evening, right, almost like we drained up the spiritual energy, and mostly everything in my mind, at least all the material things like the office work, we are deep into that. So that happens every day, Prabhuji. So I know you also worked in the corporate. So how we can recharge back the spiritual energy, Prabhuji, in the night by evening?
Hare Krishna. Actually, it's a good desire that we need to be spiritually uplifted. It's a very good thought process, Prabhu. A sadhaka should always aspire for that state because you know why sadhaka will aspire that? You know why you asked? Because you're getting some happiness through the process of Shravana. You're getting happiness through the process of hearing. So we're getting happiness through the process of chanting. You don't want to leave that. You want to continue that. This is like a person who knows, let's say this person knows that, you know what, there's a good person whom I met recently. This person helps to heal cancer. He's a great doctor. And the moment you are convinced with that, then what happens is because one of your family members was afflicted with cancer and then and he was cured for that. So what happens is naturally you develop a faith on that person. And then what happens is eventually anyone has any kind of that kind of cancer and you immediately point to that person. That is quite natural. So why am I telling that is the spiritual consciousness gives so much solace to the heart that has to be continued. That has to be, it has to be nurtured. Not just in the morning, in the evening, not just in the evening. Actually, it has to be nurtured all the time. Because when the spiritual consciousness is nurtured all the time, Actually, in the life of a devotee, there are no two lives. It's only spiritual. When I was working in the corporate world for many years, so yes, it is a struggle, but the focus was one. The focus was to continuously do Shravana, no compromise. Every day, continuously do Shravana. So I used to hear, now also, we hear morning, evening, discuss, uh, understand truth more and more, and not just understanding, following them. What this happens is, this puts us in a different plane because there are different realms. This is very interesting. For example, how do I know that we discuss about this, right? Realms at different times. How do I know that I'm in a different realm? When we remember the person, we'll actually realize that. I'll tell something. For example, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsara. They're there. The six anarthas, Shad anarthas. Six anarthas. These six anarthas will not afflict us so much. They are there, but they are not there also. Because their realm is different. And eventually, the devotee's realm will be different. That's how the pure devotees are. Then we realize that, oh, by the mercy of the spiritual master, somehow I got this. Oh, it is because of them. So what happens? Pranipatena pariprashnikiyam. Then we aspire to do service. When that service kicks in, Prabhu, kya hota hai malum? When that service kicks in, then the relationship is more and more intensified. That service has to kick in. And in the evening hours, also, we should try to hear. It's very important. We should hear in the evening also. Because I know generally what happens is the moment I open YouTube or something, our time just goes like that. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour easily goes like. How many of you agree to that? Half an hour easily goes, right? That is not important to us, but still we are engaged in that. Or some other thing. That means what when Shravana comes into our life, when good association comes into our life, what happens is the materialistic thought process, materialistic association reduces. That means we don't tend to associate with if it is not important to us, we don't tend to associate in that way. It's important, dear devotees, because we are realizing now what is important. We know, is it more important, dear devotees? I always think about this. Sir, Parikshit Maharaj, when he is about to leave, what did he do? He went on the Ganges and then he did Shravana for 7 days. That means he's not doing any worldly affairs. He's not taking care of his kingdom. In between, he's not signing any files. In between, he's not talking to his Senapati or some other people. He's not talking to his son. He's not trying to tell. He's not passing the knowledge also, knowledge transfer. He's not doing any of those things. He just left everything because he has only 7 days. And then he took it up very joyfully. And then he simply heard in relationship. He felt Sukadeva Goswami is his well-wisher. I want to hear. He has coping. His throne, dress, everything is taken away. He just as a coping. With coping, very humbly, sitting in Vajrasa, and sitting there for 7 days continuously. He's not eating anything. Because he knows if he gets up, then Sukadeva Goswami will leave. If he's not asking questions, then Sukadeva Goswami will leave. And not just that he's asking questions because if he's asking questions because Sukadeva Goswami will leave. No, no, they have deep relationship. That means this is so deep, dear devotees. This is so deep. Just please understand this knowledge. You see, actually, there Sukadeva Goswami was there, Narada Muni was there, Vyasdev was there, Parashuram was there, Suta Goswami was there. You know what these personalities are? They're empowered personalities. Some are expansions of the Lord. They are also hearing. Please understand how deep and how important this process of hearing is every day. To cultivate that consciousness, you should get that desire. I'm so happy that you are getting this desire to continue that Krishna consciousness. Okay. Sit, sit. Please don't talk. It's only 10 minutes. Sit. So these are good desires, dear devotees. Mother Krishna Prabhu, what you express is a great desire. I applaud you actually for that. Because our relationship is appreciation, respect, love, and reciprocation. Because this relationship is there in the spiritual world also. Appreciation, respect, love, and reciprocation. Everyone is respecting the other person there. Now, why don't we cultivate that consciousness here only? When we cultivate that consciousness here only, aren't we kept in a different realm? Definitely. Prabhupada will be very happy. Our spiritual master will be very happy. If we have that mode of submissiveness to our superiors and continuously hear from them, then what happens, Prabhu? Deep relationship is established. Then eventually we will get a desire to do some service. So how? What should we do in the evening? We should hear in the evening also. Very important. When we hear in the evening also, then what happens? Our life will be successful. Very important because the consciousness has to be uplifted now, 24 hours. I remember my spiritual master telling, slowly the hearing process should be done in such a way that it has to be intensified more and more. When that happens, what happens is the seriousness in our consciousness develops. We don't want to commit any mistakes. We want to qualitatively also we want to improve our state of consciousness. That is, we aspire for purity. We aspire for more purity, more Shravana. When more Shravana comes, then what happens? More aspiration to chant Hare Krishna. More aspiration to develop right consciousness, right mentality. All these things will be manifested. So what should we do? Oh, we should hear in the evening also. It's like a sandwich program. Morning, evening. In between our activities. Should have that. Now, when we hear in the night and then when we sleep, we will get up with good consciousness. Again hearing. Again evening. Again morning. It should continue. Hare Krishna. Is that okay, Madhava Krishna Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
I will
Yes, Prabhuji.
I'll send you a message. Okay,
Yes,
wait for
Prabhuji.
that. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Anyone else? Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you all very much. It was a very nice discussion. I'm sure Prabhu, Subal Gopal Prabhu, Mother Krishna Prabhu. It's a good discussion. We'll continue our discussion tomorrow further. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class and question answer session, helping us improve our quality of spiritual life. Thank you for answering all the questions